February 28th marked the ignition of a confrontation that has stunned the world. The United States, confident in its military supremacy, launched a bold strike against Iran, expecting to dominate swiftly. But Tehran hit back, fast, precise, and devastatingly effective. For weeks, Iran's retaliatory blitz has targeted not just American weapons, drones, and advanced defense systems, but the soldiers themselves, striking deep into U.S. positions across the Middle East. And now, for the first time, the true scale of U.S. losses is coming to light. A Reuters report reveals that as many as 150 U.S. troops have been wounded in the conflict so far, far exceeding the Pentagon's previously disclosed figure of just 8 seriously injured personnel. The report exposes what the Pentagon has been tight-lipped about, hiding the mounting human cost from the public and the world stage. Analysts have documented Tehran's destruction of drones, radar networks, and missile batteries, but the scale of casualties now shifts the story entirely. It confirms that Iran's strikes are not symbolic, they are lethal, sustained, and meticulously calculated. Every missile intercepted, every base targeted, every wave of fire is a direct challenge to U.S. military dominance. And in a chilling echo of earlier Iranian claims, military officials stated that hundreds of American troops had been killed or wounded in a sweeping wave of strikes across the Middle East. But the world dismissed it as boastful rhetoric. Now, with reports confirming widespread injuries, it's clear that what was once thought to be bravado may have been a stark warning the world ignored.
According to Lieutenant Colonel Ibrahim Zolfagari, spokesperson for Iran's Khatam al-Anbiya Central Headquarters, Iranian forces launched coordinated attacks targeting American military assets throughout the region. The Iranian military claims that 220 U.S. soldiers and commanders were killed or injured during these strikes. Among the most dramatic incidents reportedly occurred near the headquarters of the U.S. Navy's powerful United States Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. Iranian officials say 21 American service members were killed and several others injured during the attack. At the same time, another major strike reportedly hit the strategic Al-Dhafra air base in the United Arab Emirates. Iranian sources claim that around 200 American personnel were killed or wounded during the assault on the base, which serves as a key hub for U.S. air operations across the Middle East. Iran also said its forces targeted a U.S.-owned oil tanker in the northern part of the Persian Gulf, expanding the battlefield into the region's vital maritime corridors. These attacks come amid a rapidly intensifying war that erupted after the United States and Israel launched a new round of military strikes on Iran on February 28th. Iranian officials described those strikes as unlawful military aggression, saying they targeted Iranian territory and nuclear facilities. According to Iranian authorities, the attacks resulted in hundreds of civilian casualties. Iran also claims the assault led to the death of the country's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, along with senior military commanders and civilians, including women and children. In response, Iran launched what it describes as a swift and massive retaliation. Missile barrages and drone strikes have been fired toward Israeli territory and U.S. military installations across several regional countries. Iranian officials insist that their military campaign is focused strictly on U.S. and Israeli military targets and strategic assets, stating that Iran holds no hostility toward the countries hosting American bases and respects their sovereignty. But while the battlefield expands across the Middle East, the human cost of the conflict is being felt thousands of miles away in the United States. At the solemn grounds of Dover Air Force Base in Delaware, grieving families gathered as the remains of 6 American soldiers killed earlier in the week were returned home. The 6 soldiers had been killed earlier in the conflict during an Iranian drone strike in Kuwait on March 1st. The U.S. military identified the fallen service members as Major Jeffrey O'Brien, Chief Warrant Officer 3 Robert Marzan, Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Nicole Amore, Sergeant First Class Noah Teachins, and Sergeant Declan Cody. Officials say Marzan is believed to have died in the strike, but is still awaiting final identification by a medical examiner. The soldiers were all members of the 103rd Sustainment Command, a U.S. Army Reserve unit based in Iowa. They had been deployed to the Middle East as part of the 1st Theater Sustainment Command, which oversees the massive logistics network that supplies American forces across the region. A number of top U.S. officials attended the ceremony to honor the fallen troops. Among them were Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Dan Kane, Attorney General Pam Bondi, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, and Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. Governors and senators from the soldiers' home states also stood alongside the families during the emotional ceremony. Later, speaking to reporters aboard Air Force One, President Trump described the moment as deeply painful. He said, "It's a very sad day." He also praised the families of the fallen soldiers, saying the parents were so proud of their loved ones' service and sacrifice.